Good afternoon, everyone. I hope that all of you are doing well. I wanted to create this video to give you an update as to what's been happening in the Black Card community group. There has been a whole lot of changes made. There are about 500 plus of us who are founders who got in early. Bill Tooth, the founder of the program, was tweaking the program to try to iron out all of the kinks in the program, find out what all of the weaknesses and strengths are, to kind of run the program, to find out how it works and if there were any deficiencies to tighten upon it, and to see what he could do to improve the program so that it works faster for everybody. But there's been some things happening with people not doing what they're supposed to do, some folks who weren't able to follow certain instructions, some folks who got confused. And so it was a kind of trial and error situation. Persons were receiving money, persons weren't receiving money. I sent deposits to folks based on the instructions that I got. Persons sent me deposits based on the instructions that they got. And so in tweaking the situation and the program, Bill came up with a solution that works best for everybody. So with the good news, there's been some very good news. There's been some tremendous news. And there's also been a little bit of bad news. But before I get into the news aspect, I want to give you an understanding as to how this program works, how the money is generated, and exactly what everybody's supposed to do moving forward. So this is basically a program where you give, and once you would have given, it's now time for you to receive. So if you could understand that concept, then you will understand how this community and the program works. So if you take a look at this diagram, it says deposits that you must send. There are level 1 and there are level 2 in this program. On your level 1, you would have gotten a message through wire that told you you must send $20, and in that message it would tell you who to send it to. And we send and receive money using our Bankers mobile app. So it's very important that you have a Bankers mobile app that's downloaded, installed on your mobile phone, and that it's active, because that's how we send and receive money. So level 1, you would have been told in the message that you would have received in wire, send $20 to this particular email address. So then you go to wire, you copy and paste the email address in your Bankers app, then you send $20 from the funds that would have been deposited to your account, and it would have been deposited from the company. You send the $20, you get a transaction in your Bankers app saying your $20 was sent. So you've given your first deposit. Then in level 2, you would have been told to send $40. The instructions would have tell you who to send it to. Level 1 again, you would have been told to send $200. You send that from your Bankers app. On level 2, again, you would have been told to send $400. You'd have been told to send $80 to deposit it forward. And then on the Prestige Track Velocity line, you would have been told to send $200. So the total deposits sent from level 1 would have been a total of $940. That's from level 1 and 2. $940 you would have sent. Now remember when I said giving comes before receiving? Well, once you'd have finished giving, now it's time for you to receive. Deposits that you will receive on your level 1, 3 persons would have been instructed, just how you were instructed to send monies to person, well, 3 persons would have been instructed to send you $20 on your level 1. That's $60 in total. On your level 2, 9 persons would have been instructed to send you $40 each. That's $360 total. Back to your level 1, 3 persons would have been instructed to send you $200. That's $600 total. And on your level 2, 9 persons would have been instructed to send you $400. That would have been a total of $3,600. So the amount of monies that would have been transacted between your level 1 and your level 2, that's people you would have sent monies to and people who would have sent you money. So the total deposits would have been $4,620. Once you add up the 60, the 360, the 600, and 3,600, that comes a total of $4,620. Now, once you minus the money that you would have sent, because this total here is what you would have received, $4,620. Once you minus $940 from this total, so total deposits received, 4,620, minus the $940 that you would have sent, you would end up with a net profit of $3,680 as your balance in your banker's account. Now, just for illustrative purposes, this is your level 1. One person, second person, third person would have all sent you $20 plus $200. That's $220. Second person would have sent you $220. Third person would have sent you $220. That's this chart right here. On your second level, 9 persons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 persons would have been instructed to send you $40 and then instructed to send you $400. That's $440. So $440 on your level 2, 440 multiplied by 9 persons, that's $3,960. When you add this total, 660 plus 3,960, it comes right back to $4,620. And of course, you minus the $940 that you sent, it will give you a net profit of $3,680. That's the mechanics of how the money is made. Now, I want to take you through an illustration as to exactly how it worked in the program in the Wire app. This is the Wire app in the conversation section. You'd have been sent a slot number. In that slot number, once you click on it, this is a slot that was given to me, slot 1906. I would have been given a certain set of information. I want to show you what that email looks like. Let me zoom that in a little bit. Okay, so that's my slot number, 1906. How did I know? This is my email address. It would have given me instructions letting me know on level 1 there are 3 people, and on level 2 there are 9 persons. I would have been instructed, and let's follow the email sequence, on my level 1, send $20 to this particular email address. I've redacted the email address for privacy reasons, so I did that. I sent $20 to the email address that I was instructed to send to. On my level 2, I was told to send $40 to this particular email address. I did that. No problem. Back to level 1, I was told to send $200 to this particular email address. I did that. Moving forward, let's zoom this in a little bit. Then on level 1, I deposited forward $80 to this email address. Then I continued on to the Prestige track. I sent $200 to this email address. And then back to level 2, I sent $400 to this particular email address. So in total, I sent my 20, my 40, my 200, 80, 200, 400 again, which was a total of 940. Once I did that, there were persons who were instructed to send monies to me. Now, here's what I want you to observe in this illustration. I got one slot number. So in that one slot number, I got a position where I gave $940. Then $4,620 came to me. From that $4,620, I minus the $940. I left with a net profit of $3,680. But here's what happens. It's now time for me to cycle, so I start receiving my gifts, my deposits, $3,680. I then got a second slot that told me, Jeff, send $20 to this particular email address. So now I had 1906, and I had slot number 1324 that was working at the same time. What does that mean? That means I was giving in slot number 1906 and receiving in slot 1906. In slot 1324, I was giving my deposits in that slot number. I was also receiving in that slot number. So I got 1906, I got 1324, and I got slot 2569. These three slots here, 1906, 1324, and 2569, I was sending funds in those slots, and I was also receiving funds from those slots. So what does that mean? What's the significance of that? Well, if I'm getting $3,680 from slot 1906, and I also have a slot number 1324 running at the same time, then that means that I'm also getting $3,680 from slot number 1324. When I got a third slot, that activated another opportunity for me to earn $3,680. So I had three slots giving me the potential of $3,680 each. Now, some of you may be asking the question, how long did that take? For me, it took 7 days for me to get three slots, all generating $3,680 at the same time. That's something significant. But I'm not a hype guy. I'm not a fluff guy. If you want to know the answer to the question, did I receive funds? Yes, I started receiving funds. Now, let me get to the bad news. There were some individuals in the program who was not following the instructions that was given to them. They were receiving deposits. Well, they started off first by sending the $20 to activate that slot number. Then they started receiving deposits, but they weren't giving what they should have been giving so that the other person would receive their funds. They started receiving, but they weren't giving. So what that ended up happening is it created a bottleneck where some people was getting and some people weren't. Now, Bill was very polite in how he put it, that, it was some people didn't understand what they were supposed to do. Some people were getting confused. But I think the bottom line simply was there were some people who were greedy. And they didn't do what they should have done. They didn't believe in giving. And so some people didn't end up receiving. They wanted it all for themselves. And they wasn't willing to give anything that they were receiving. And that created a huge problem where I was getting some of my deposits and not getting the rest because some people decided they were an all-for-me baby kind of person. Well, this is a community. Everybody's supposed to work together following the same set of instructions that they were being sent so that everybody gets what they're supposed to get and everybody at the end of the day receives $3,680. So Bill went back to the drawing board, spoke to some intellectual folks that he's friends with, and he said, hey, here's what we've been experiencing in our community. How do you think that we could fix this? They said to Bill, the easiest way for you to fix this is to incorporate AI and automation in your program. That way you wouldn't have to worry about anybody doing anything that they shouldn't be doing. You wouldn't have to worry about people not giving. You wouldn't have to worry about any of that. AI and making the system automated would fix all of your problems. That's the good news. Now getting down to the terrific news. Here's the terrific news. Remember when I showed you this email address that we got? We had to send this to this person and that to the next person, and then we had to send this, and I had to create a ledger in my notebook letting me know who I sent money to, and I ticked it off when I sent whoever I was supposed to send, and when I began receiving money, I checked it off as to who I was receiving monies from, just to make sure I kept a track and not keep everything in memory to who I was supposed to send monies to and who I was receiving monies from, because it could get a little complicated trying to keep track of everything from my Bankers app. Well, the automated program that now has AI attached to it has eliminated all of this from happening. We no longer have to send and receive deposits. The AI and the automated service does it automatically. So there will be no room for anybody, quote unquote, cheating. But Bill put it politely. There will be no room for people making mistakes and getting confused as to what the instructions were. Bill was very polite. I'm just going to be straight up front. Some people was doing some nonsense. That's the long and short of it. So now with the AI technology, with the automated service, the only thing that you would need to make sure that you have is your banker's account activated and an email address preferably created in Gmail. If you have an email address that has Yahoo or Hotmail or some other ISP provider, I would recommend that you use Gmail. There have been some persons who've been getting some glitching messages using other ISPs. Gmail works perfectly. Now, if you've already created you already have another email address other than Gmail that you created your banker's app with, please get back to me right away and I'll tell you how to rectify that. But if you already have a Gmail account, you use that to create your banker's mobile app, you are good to go. The only thing now that's left for you to do is there's going to be a website address for the new AI portal that I'm going to be sending all of you. Everybody's going to need to sign up in that AI portal. All of us who were founders, we were operating in the manual version of the program. Well, the manual version caused a whole lot of problem because it needed too many actions from human beings. And because some people weren't doing what they should have been, it just created a mess at the end of the day. AI and the automated service will make it seamless. So the only thing now that everybody will have to do is have their banker's mobile app created, and you will automatically receive $3,680 in your wallet by the time you cycle through the system. That's it. Sign up through the AI portal. I'm going to post the email address to that portal as soon as the website is up and available. You have your banker's mobile app, and all you do is receive $3,680. When you cycle through the system one more time, the AI will automatically enroll you. You wouldn't have to pay any monies. The AI will take care of that. So those of you who are coming in, who are waiting to come in, you're going to come in without paying any money. Then you're going to see $3,680. Now that figure is subject to change. It may be a little more, it may be a little less. You will see that deposit made in your banker's account. When you see that $3,680 show up, go ahead and pay for your banker's black card. Once you would have done that, so now you haven't come out of pocket for anything. You're using your profit to pay for your Black Visa debit crypto card. The AI will then re-enroll you again for a second time. The AI will handle all the deposits. You'll see another deposit of $3,680. AI will enroll you again. So you will cycle through the system again and again and again and again until you're tired of receiving $3,680. That's the terrific news. That's what Bill Tooth has created in order to make this thing seamless, to make sure that nobody's left out. So luckily for you guys, you didn't have to experience the headache that we did and suffer the disappointment that a lot of us suffered by people not doing what they're supposed to be doing. So, action steps. Get your banker's card set up. Make sure it's set up. Make sure you use a Gmail address. If you don't have a Gmail address set up originally for your banker's app that's already created, get back to me ASAP and I'll direct you on how to correct that. And also, we're not going to be using Wire anymore. Wire also had some glitches. Bill said he's going to get rid of Wire. You're now going to be receiving information through the email address that you use to set up your banker's mobile app. So you'll be getting emails directly from the Black Card community to your personal email. And that email address would be the email that you use to sign up for Bankers. So make sure you get in the habit of checking your emails. If you're the type of person who you check your email today and then 2 weeks from now you don't go look back into your email, then don't worry about it. Just sit back and eventually you will hear other people starting to make money. And when you decide that you want to start checking your email, then you can go ahead and do so. And then you'll start earning an income from this program. So that's how the program works. That's the good news. That's the terrific news. And I also shared with you the not so good news and people not doing what they were supposed to do. Now, I want to direct your attention to some announcements. Everyone must join the Velocity Line Communication Hub. That's a WhatsApp group where you will get first-hand information from Bill directly on all the happenings in the Black Card community. So those of you who are part of my group, I'm going to post the link, the WhatsApp group, in that group. Add the Velocity Line Official Communication Hub. Add yourself to that group. So you wouldn't have to wait for second-hand, third-hand information to come through me to you. You will get it directly to yourself and you will know exactly what's happening. The second thing that you need to do, everyone should make it a point to join the Black Card community Zoom calls. Those Zoom calls are hosted by our founder, Mr. Bill Tooth, and the Zoom calls are held Monday to Saturday at 11 a.m. The Zoom calls are also recorded for those of you who may not be able to get on the Zoom calls at 11 a.m. And how to access the recorded calls, you go into the roadmap. The roadmap will have all of the Zoom calls that have been recorded and saved. Also moving forward, Bill said that he's going to resume the 7 p.m. Zoom call training so that everyone who needs help, anyone who has any issues, you get on any of those Zoom calls and you will be informed as to what it is that you will need to do. So get on the Zoom call, get onto the WhatsApp group, and the link that I'm going to send you to the Zoom call, that's also in the roadmap. Use that same link to access the Zoom calls every single day. The 11 a.m. Zoom calls, the 7 p.m. Zoom calls, it's going to be the same Zoom link. So keep it someplace handy so you can just click on the same link, get access to the Zoom calls. Everyone must sign up for the new AI automated portal. That's the portal that will make it easy for every single buddy. I don't have to make no more notations in my journal letting me know who I sent funds to and who I'm supposed to send funds to, who I received funds from and who I didn't receive funds from. AI is going to take care of all of that automatically for everybody. So the only thing that you would be looking forward to is watching your Bankers app on your mobile phone and watching a deposit of $3,600 a pair. That's it. So that's why it's important that you get your Bankers account activated. Also, all of you who I presented this opportunity to, I need you to send me your Bankers email address and your username for Bankers ASAP. That's very important. Get back to me right away. Send me your email address for Bankers and your username for Bankers. Also, I repeated this already, the Black Card Velocity group will no longer be using Wire App. So moving forward, personal emails, all of your communications will be sent to your personal emails. Check your emails regularly. So that's basically it. Bill is saying that he believes and he hopes that the automated portal, that website is going to be up by Monday. So it's up by Monday. I'm going to send all of you the link. But if you join the Velocity Line Official Communication Hub, if you join that WhatsApp group, as soon as the website portal becomes active, you're going to be sent that link right in there. And all you do is sign up. You fill out the form. If you have any questions about filling out the form, you let me know. I'll be able to assist you on how to move forward. That form, once you fill out that form and you submit it, your portal is going to have a barometer. that's going to gauge how far you are from receiving your $3,680. Yeah, sounds a bit insane, right? So you'll know whether you're 25% away from or you're 50% to getting your $3,680. You're 75% away, or actually, let me flip it on the other side. You're 25% completed on the path to getting your $3,680. You are 50% closer to getting your $3,680. 75% closer, 98% closer to receiving your deposit, 100%. You can look to your Bankers app and you will see the 3,000, whatever amount of money is in your Bankers mobile banking app. Like I said before, from your proceeds, pay the $85 to get your Black Visa crypto debit card, and then you can send the monies that you've earned from your mobile app banking system, because there's a digital system that's on your phone. Then you'll also have your card. You'll be able to load your funds from your digital app to your Visa debit card so that you can begin spending it. Now, it takes about 3 to 4 weeks for your card to arrive. There's a virtual card that's going to be coming out soon that will assist you in being able to access your funds quicker until the black card comes. But just remember, you can load the funds that's on your digital Bankers mobile app to your card until you get your card and activate your card. So just keep that in mind. So I think I've covered all of the basics, the announcements, all of the good news. For all of you who are still in the system, you're in the queue. Bill said there's about over 1,000 of you all still waiting to get in. My apologies to all of you. Things were shifting very quickly. A lot of things were changing, a lot of moving parts. I didn't want to give you all pieces and pieces of information until I got the whole story, everything that was disseminated by Bill between yesterday and this morning's Zoom call. Now that I know, I've given you all the information. Get your Bankers app sorted out ASAP. Some of y'all could begin as early as Monday. Some of y'all could begin as early as the middle of this week coming or the end of this week coming, where you could start to cycle through the system and begin the path of getting your $3,680. So please don't delay. Don't sit on this. Make sure your accounts are sorted out. Make sure you're in the habit of checking your emails. If you have any questions, get back to me. You can replay this video to make sure you got everything down packed. Those of you who signed up, send me your Bankers email address and username, and I will update you with any further information. You guys take care, stay safe, and all the best to you.